doing a review for one of my favorite shows, The 100. This is a review for Season 4, Episode 5, entitled The Tinderbox. Okay, so I liked tonight's episode. It was okay. It wasn't great. It wasn't terrible. It was just, okay. Okay, so whenever you have a TV show that has these sort of season-wide arches, you're going to get some episodes that are just kind of there to be there. They're connecting episodes, and they really don't stand out that much on their own. They're kind of forgettable. I think that was kind of how tonight's episode was. But it was decent enough that I don't hate it. It's just meh kind of feeling. So basically you had three storylines tonight that they were focusing on. What was going on at Allie's Island, what was going on with the Ice Nation and Clark, and what was going on in Arcadia, which kind of intertwines with what was going on with the Ice Nation. All right, let's get into the first one, what was happening on Allie's Island. So on Allie's Island, we see Abby, Raven, and Jackson, the other medic. They're all working on Allie's lab. And Abby and Jackson, they're working on the black blood. They're trying to figure out, how it works. And you find out that basically it was made so people could take in those chips, and it also fought against radiation. Meanwhile, Raven is working with the computers, trying to get the drones to send them out, chart the radiation. All of a sudden, her mind starts like tripping out, and she starts seeing herself floating in the air. In the real world, she's like stroking out, having a seizure. Abby and Jackson treat her, and when she wakes up, she starts telling them, "No, you need to do this, you need to do this with the black blood." And she shows them that if you take it out to space, the black blood will work. That's why Becca, who's Allie's creator, went out in space to begin with. And like, oh, we have no way of getting out that. She goes, "Hey, computer, open the blast doors." And like this entire wall starts separating. You see there's a spaceship behind it, which raises a few questions. One, how the hell did they not notice that? I mean, you look at these blast bay doors, they're kind of like got this sort of glass thing to them. So, like, how did they not realize that those were some giant doors? I can understand them not being able to get the doors open, but how the hell did they not realize that's what it is? I mean, they were on a spaceship. They should know what giant blast doors look like. And two, just how much money did this Becca chick have? I mean, this is the second spaceship she would have had, and she had her own space shuttle. I mean, what was the deal there? They didn't really explain why Becca had so much money that she could afford that many things. She was like a private citizen. But, I mean, that's all in the past, so it doesn't matter. So Raven's like, yeah, now we can take the spaceship out into space and mix with the black blood, and we'll get a cure for, radiation poisoning. And, Jackson and Abby are looking at some scans from Raven's brain. They find out that she's stroked out, and she has this, something's in her brain. And what they realize is that when, Raven short-circuited the chip in her head, part of it stayed in, because everyone else, it shut down the way it's supposed to. But with her, it didn't. So part of it's still working in her brain, which is why she knows all this stuff about the blast bay doors and how you take the black blood into space. And then looking at it, Jackson and Abby realize that if she doesn't get treated, she's probably going to die. But Raven's okay with this. He's like, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to save everyone else, and if I have to die, I have to die. And with that taken care of, Jackson looks at Abby and said, "Didn't they also short-circuit the chip in your head?" And Abby's like, "Nah, I'll be fine." And of course, later she starts hallucinating. So, she's got the same problem. If she doesn't get her brain treated, she's going to die. And I think one of the two of them is going to be dead by the end of the season. I'm just going to put that prediction out. And now let's go to Arcadia, where Octavia, she's struggling to get there. And she runs onto Ilion, the tech-hating grounder who we met in, episode 2. And he takes her to Arcadia. When she's there, she tells Clark, "Hey, Ice Nation's coming your way. You gotta go and do something about that." So Clark leads a little team out there. They station people up on the cliffs. Right as, Rowan and Echo start coming in with their army. But Clark uses this as an opportunity to talk to Rowan and work things out. Meanwhile, they've got one of the snipers, Riley. he's not too cool with this idea. He just wants to shoot all the grounders dead. Of course, they have Kane and Bellamy are hostages, so they'll be killed if that happens. And of course, you'll have a war, and they won't be able to get the ship up and running, secure from the radiation or the black blood. Anyway, first Monty, they're finally giving this guy some stuff to do. He realizes Riley's gone out. So what he does is he just, walks down the cliff into the valley where, Echo is with the army, because Rowan and Clark are going and having a powwow trying to work things out. And he says to them, hey, we got this guy. He's a loose cannon. We don't want to start a war. Let me go get him. And Echo's like, I'll switch you out with Bellamy. And my eyes just roll at this point. It's like, oh, you got to have Bellamy do it? You couldn't let Monty go and do something? It's like Bellamy again, stealing Monty's stories. I mean, why? I mean, Monty, he's got Harper with him, too. That was the thing that made it interesting. That's his main squeeze, and she doesn't want him to go, but he's like, I'm going to do this. And, now he's putting his life on the line. But no, it's got to be Bellamy. Of course, Bellamy goes with Echo. And then they go and they talk this guy out of shooting, King Rowan and not starting a war. By this time, Rowan and Clark have already decided to work things out where, some of the Ice Nation grounders are going to be in the ship when they seal it up. And, that's really the only, that's where that story went. And back in Arcadia, we find out that Ilian didn't take Octavia to Arcadia to help them. He was going to use it as an opportunity to get in there and destroy all that tech. Fucking Luddite. So that's basically what he does. He starts, getting stuff together, goes down to the main computer room, I guess it was, and starts pouring the gasoline. Octavia's found out about this, and she gets with the traitor woman. I can't think of what her name is. Not traitor. She ran the outpost. She's the one that Clark went down on. I can't think of her name. Yeah, anyway, it's the two of them trying to stop the guy, but no, they can't. He lights, the place on fire, and the whole ARC station burns up. No one gets killed, as far as we can tell. Everyone gets out in time, but now the ship, if they were going to seal themselves in, wait out the radiation, that's not going to happen. And basically, that was everything of importance that happened tonight. So more or less, like I said, this episode was kind of there to be there. It's to connect episode 4 with episode 6 and move the storyline along. Now we've got, we know they have to go in space. Abby and Raven, their minds could shut down at any time, and now they can't use the ship. And, it was well written, well acted, some good scenes, but really, when you think about it, not a lot really happened. And it's, it's an episode you'll kind of forget about. But it's not something you're going to hate. And that's how I felt about tonight's episode. But honestly, though, why the fuck did Monty have to go down the valley and give Bellamy more to do? Fuck him. He just have him wait by the sideline and, hit on Echo. And then Monty goes and saves the day and talks Riley out of it. Because, he could have done it. He's like, what? You know why I didn't kill that guy who killed my father myself? I don't know, some convoluted reason or another. I never really did get why he didn't kill that guy. I mean, he just frees everyone else and they kill him. So, the guy was going to die anyhow. Might as well get a whack in yourself. But I guess revenge is bad is what his thought process was. Give Monty another storyline.